What's going on, guys? Pugs here, and today, welcome to the first of what will probably be many of my Zombies top 5s. Today will be the top 5 best maps, and this is not necessarily going to be like your top 5 favorite maps. It's just going to be, and it's not going to be the top 5 best, it's going to be my top 5 favorite. So now, we got that cleared up, let's get on to the video. Now coming in the number 5 spot, we have Kino Der Toten. Kino was one of the first maps I ever played in Zombies. Every time I play, I just really have fun, especially when I play with friends. And really, just the Thunder Gun, just amazing. First map that ever had it. And the only reason this really isn't higher up on the list is because of the Nova Crawlers. The Nova Crawlers are just like really annoying. And when you're shooting them, you just have to aim up to shoot the zombies, and not only that, waste like more ammo shooting the Nova Crawlers because they're lower down. And like if you can easily die from them by getting trapped in a corner like where Jug is, and you shoot them in front of you, and you have to kill them, and you have to get out because there's zombies spawning behind you. It can easily just kill you because it like blinds you, and then if you're in it for too long, it kills you. So now let's get down to the number 4 spot. Now coming in at the number 4 spot, we have Shadows of Evil. The reason I love this map is because of how much detail and stuff there is in it. The Easter egg is really fun to do. I just like recently finished the Easter egg, and I had a really fun time doing it. But one of the few things I don't like about it is the marbles. Like, they're not even hard to kill. It's just like when you have no Jug and they come, and you can like be like far away. The blast radius on their slam is just too much. I think they're just overpowered that way. And when they cock block you, you just basically get instantly down. But let's move on to the number 3 spot. For the number 3 spot, we have Call of the Dead. This is no doubt one of my favorite maps, like in Black Ops 1 or just Call of Duty Zombies in general. I really like the scavenger in it, and I also like how the wonder weapons aren't even that overpowered, so it makes the map not super easy, like if you had like the Thunder Gun, for example, because it's like unlimited damage. But it's in like the training spot in it near the lighthouse. That makes it not too hard to, like, it's basically in the middle, so that's why most people like this map, and that's pretty much why I like this map. But the reason it wasn't up higher, like 2 or 1, is because there's so many things wrong with it, like the Jug location, George, the fog. But I personally think that George is just like an annoyance more than a hard boss, because like all he really does, he doesn't even make the map hard. All he really does is just walk around and get pissed at you over nothing. So yeah, let's move on to the number 2 spot. Now coming in at the number 2 spot, we surprisingly have Origins. Now don't get me wrong, this and the number 1 spot just basically exactly tied for me for number 1 and 2. But I think we can all agree Origins is just an overall amazing map. We have an amazing Easter egg on that map that basically you can do anytime you play. It's just, I love doing that Easter egg. I've done it like at least 20 times. There's 4 staff, so everyone can, in the game, if you have 4 players, can have a staff. So like some other maps, only 1 person can get a wonder weapon, which kind of really sucks, because then they get mad that they don't have it. But and they made the staffs upgradable, which is like you have to actually do some hard stuff for it. You don't just put in the pack-a-punch like other guns, other wonder weapons. So I really think that's good because it doesn't make everything too overpowered. But and they had some really nice guns in that map, like the STG and the MP40. And I really also love the how you can have 9 perks, and it's also like not that easy to get it, so they didn't make it too overpowered like that. But the last thing I like about it is there's always so much to do whenever you play the map, especially because you can always do the Easter egg no matter how many players you have in the game. Solo, 2 players, 3 players, 4 players, doesn't matter, you can always do the Easter egg. And I don't really find anything wrong with Origins except maybe the mud, because how much it slows you down. But I can see why they put it in the map, because like it'd be way too easy without the mud, at least in my opinion. So yeah, let's go on to the honorable mentions. For the first honorable mention, we have Denise. Now, this would be this might be on my list if I played World at War back when this map came out. Since I didn't, I don't have as much nostalgia for Denise as like most people do in the Zombies community. But my problem with Denise, and another reason it didn't make the list, is I just always find it to be boring whenever I play it. I really like training, like that's mostly what I like in Zombies. I'm not really big at camp, or I'm not really a big camper, I just don't really like it. But Like, this is one of the few maps I really like playing multiplayer more than solo, because solo, I usually just play because I like to depend on myself better, but yeah. So let's go on to the second honorable mention. Now for the second honorable mention, we have Ascension. I really like Ascension, but it has amazing training spots like Pack-a-Punch and the PhD Square area, and it also had major innovation, like the Gersh device, PhD Stamina Up, the Matryoshka dolls. There might be more, but like the rocket launching on it, that's one. There might be more that I'm forgetting, but I don't think so. And the reason it didn't make the list is because it's simply too easy, like, and you just tend to get to high round and then just get bored and go down. But another really like good innovation thing that came with Ascension is it had the first Easter egg ever in Call of Duty Zombies. And another innovation thing to do with the training spots that I was talking about earlier is the spawn room. Spawn room's a really good training spot. It gives some pretty good challenges because you can do like a starting room challenge, pretty good spot to train. You can get free perks from the monkeys, and you have quick revive in there, of course. And yeah, let's go down to number 3 honorable mention spot. Now coming in at the number 3 honorable mention spot, we have Nuketown Zombies. The reason I really like this map is because it's challenging. Most maps, like some of the maps are just pretty easy, but this map is challenging. Most people don't like it because of that, or because they think it's a ripoff of multiplayer, but I really just like the challenge in it, and how it really creates a challenge that you have to like train around in, and there's really not that many spots where you can camp in the map. But yeah, let's go down to number 1 spot. Now coming in at the number 1 spot, we have Mob of the Dead. Just like I said earlier, this and Origins were such a close tie for number 1 and number 2, but I had to choose Mob of the Dead. There's so many reasons I love Mob of the Dead. Like, first of all, I love how much innovation there is, just like in Ascension, but there's way more in this map. Like, there's the Afterlife to turn on all the power, there's Electric Cherry, there's a ton of new guns that I really like the Uzi, M1927 or the Tommy gun, the AK-47, the Blundergat, a few other guns probably that I'm forgetting, but I really also like for innovation how you have to build a plane to get to Pack-a-Punch, so it's not too easy. But I love the Gondola too, and the Hell's Retriever. I've always loved the Hell's Retriever, and I always will, and especially for innovation, that's so much. Another thing I really like about Mob of the Dead is the amount of stuff there is to do in the map. You need to like go in Afterlife, turn on the power, by basically killing yourself, but you're not getting a down on leaderboards. And you also have to feed the dogs to get the Hell's Retriever, which I think is really fun. You can also upgrade the Hell's Retriever. You can build the plane, you can get the golden spork, you can get a Blundergat from the box and then upgrade it 3 different ways if you want. There's also the buildable for that, the Acid Gat. And also you can get a second Blundergat. You guys probably all know that from throwing the Hell's Retriever at all the 5 skulls around the map. I think that's really awesome, but another thing that makes this map number 1 for me is the Easter egg storyline, or just the storyline in general. I really like how it's like an infinite loop, and you have to, at the end of the Easter egg, you find out that like you have to go back and then you have to kill Weasel, or have Weasel kill you to get out of the infinite loop of Purgatory. And yeah, they're basically in Purgatory, but I think you guys mostly know the storyline. But the Easter egg storyline, I love how you basically go along with your game, and you basically do the first steps for the Easter egg in every game. But in this, you like, at the end, the storyline with the headset pickups or whatever they are, the pickups that tell you the storyline are just amazing. If you guys actually listen when you did the Easter egg, the whole storyline, everything that goes on in that is amazing. And then you have to go upstairs and down yourself or go into Afterlife. And you get on the plane, you have infinite Afterlife. Once you get on the bridge, you go pick up your body from the electric chair, and then it's Weasel versus the other 3, and whichever one wins basically ends the story, and there's a good and bad side. But yeah, I really like that Easter egg storyline, not as much as Origins, but just the story when you actually listen to the headset pickups is amazing. And the last thing that I really like about Mob of the Dead is there's just so much to do when you first get the map that you have to learn. And once you get to know the map, I mean, it's pretty easy, but when you don't know the map, it's really hard. It makes for a lot of fun replayability, because there's just so much to do that it's really not, and it's such tight corridors, it's just really not easy when you don't know the map. You basically have to know inside and out to be good at the map. I hope you guys enjoyed my first top 5 zombies video. If you did, feel free to drop a like and a comment with what you guys want for my next top 5 zombies video. Peace.